Man, I heard something this morning and I was like, whoa. Okay, that's news.
The reality check that the league did not want to see was right there. No one in the WNBA wants to see viewership soar, falter, and then plummet in just 3 days. However, when Caitlin Clark returned to the court with Team USA last weekend, that is precisely what transpired. The league's constant talk of growth was not at all matched by the numbers in Raleigh.
And Adam Silver not going to play this game with the WNBA. Like, the players are going to cave on.
People were curious, therefore day one was a huge success. Fans desired a glimpse. That was it. Day two's decline in viewership indicated that casual viewers were already drifting. The decrease was terrible by day three, and the true tale was revealed by that crash. There was no momentum here. This was a rapid burnout of curiosity. If the WNBA is looking ahead to a potential 2026 season, those tendencies ought to worry you.
Owners will end the WNBA.
Really trying to get a landing spot for tons of issues, not just housing or minimums or tagging a percentage of revenue.
It's not background noise. This is a cautionary tale.
If the players are not going to move on a revenue split versus derive revenue share off of a fixed number, what is your opinion on what happens?
Maybe the end of the WNBA.
Most people are unaware of how important January 6th is. The league and players must either reach a new CBA, continue talks, or face a complete shutdown by that date, which is about 6 weeks away. According to reports, players turned down the owner's most recent offer, and the math should make everyone nervous.
Every player is a free agent. All of them want money and need money.
It also doesn't solve anything to point to unrivaled as a safety blanket.
If you have a well-capitalized and well-funded business, the way Project B may be, that could be the end of the WNBA.
When your backup plan fails before the main product even stops, that league failed to draw a sizable audience, and many expected more. That's not unlucky. Everyone is gazing at a systemic issue. Now, let's discuss what was really important at Team USA camp. Because this was the first genuine glimpse of Caitlin Clark's current situation outside the media.
How probable is that?
It'll be unpopular if the WNBA folds. Unpopular to who? To the large majority of the... I'm not sure I understand what you're saying.
The first WNBA reporter to be given extensive access to observe Caitlin practice with the national team was Chloe Peterson of the Indy Star. The hubbub surrounding Clark's recuperation from the eardrum injury she sustained during the playoffs was mostly overshadowed by what she witnessed. The most important lesson was straightforward and obvious.
That's up from the current 249,000 and could grow to nearly 2 million.
The shot remains intact. The deep logo threes that made Caitlin a household name persisted. She still has her range. Her speed is returning, which is equally significant.
Because the NBA owners, the WNBA owners, and Adam Silver not going to play this game with the WNBA.
Her rapid initial step drives defenders to overcommit, exposing passing lanes and causing chaos when defenses hesitate even for a few moments. This is why it matters more than most people realize. Caitlin appears to be nearing her maximum physical strength. She acknowledged that her health has returned to 100%, which was consistent with what was seen on the court. Right now, timing is the true problem. The rhythm is a little off after missing time. Additionally, being half a beat late alters everything at this level. The movement between dribble, release, and decision-making needs repetitions to fully sync back up, but shots that typically fall clean are still there. Her skill set was unaffected by the injury. Her rhythm was broken by the layoff, and particularly when competition intensifies, rust does not vanish overnight. People continue to approach the topic of defense with caution. That conversation was inevitable after watching Caitlin compete against Kelsey Plum at Team USA camp. Plum's strength, speed, and experience revealed times when Caitlin found it difficult to maintain her lead, particularly while she was still recovering from rust. It has nothing to do with effort. It has to do with positioning, reaction timing, and handling one of the league's toughest guards. The emergence of those defensive weaknesses is a necessary step in the development process. Camp settings are meant to put players to the test, not to keep them safe. The most revealing section followed. As soon as Caitlyn, the energy instantly changed as they lined up against Paige Buchers. This had nothing to do with who was superior or merits greater attention. The value was in the way their styles complemented one another. They both move without the ball, read the game quickly, and have a thorough understanding of spacing. Their skills appeared to be complementary rather than antagonistic. Shooting gravity is used to bend the floor. The other is in charge of balance and tempo. The floor opened up as a group, and the speed positively decreased. That is the kind of long-term partnership that coaches consider. For functionality, not for viral videos. There was no final product displayed during Team USA camp. It displayed rust, pressure, progress, and hints of potential future developments. Caitlin Clark is doing well, adjusting, and acclimating once more to elite competition. That is more important than any one highlight or drill. And that's what Team USA is currently assessing. There are no cuts coming from this camp. Today is not the time to make roster cuts. This has to do with chemistry in 2028 and beyond, allowing players to live together, compete, and discover their long-term compatibility. Let's now discuss the obvious subject that everyone was excited about. When Team USA released Caitlin Clark's official headshot and bio this week, folks noted right away that she had lost weight in her shoulders from her rookie campaign. This is Caitlin at her natural playing weight, not the larger version she carried through a rigorous 40-game season and playoffs before anyone goes crazy. That survival mode, travel, touch, and continuous recuperation contributed to the additional mass. Her body returned to its typical state with rest and a reduced workload. Her most recent professional bio is written like a history book. Assist record for a single season. 769 points, a rookie scoring record. The WNBA's first rookie triple-double. Rookie of the Year for 2024. WNBA's first team. In the history of the league, only 5 rookies have received that distinction. There is no question about the magnitude of what she accomplished in a single season when those accomplishments are heaped one after the other. Later, Chloe Peterson had a nearly 2-hour interview in which she discussed her infrequent access to Team USA and what she saw up close. In spite of being that the video received shockingly low interaction, raising questions in the media community because it was the only reporter ever given that amount of access to national team camp. People don't want to acknowledge how important that disparity is. Long-form breakdowns and in-depth analysis do not draw the same audience as Caitlin Clark's quick, punchy videos on social media and live games. The spectacle, not the content, is what draws spectators. And that gap reveals the true nature of this audience's engagement. This is by no means a criticism of the reporting. The work was insightful, well-informed, and meticulous. It is merely a reality check on the current desires of the audience. Highlights: drama, fast-paced events, and moments that are fleeting. In the present attention economy, in-depth analyses and lengthy explanations do not have the same impact. Zoom out and link everything now. Viewership of the Team USA camp peaked on day 1, fell on day 2, and then completely plummeted on day 3. Growth in such manner is not sustainable. The January 6th deadline is looming over the league like a countdown clock, and CBA negotiations are at a standstill. The 2026 season is in serious jeopardy if negotiations go into March or April without a settlement. The WNBA lacks decades of ingrained allegiance. A lockout wouldn't stop the momentum that was established in 2024 from declining. It would totally remove it. The offensive game of Caitlin Clark is still very good. The ability to bend defenses, the shooting range, and the court vision are all still present. The appraisal still takes into account defensive shortcomings, particularly when compared to the upcoming generation of players like Paige Buchers. It's obvious that Team USA is keeping a close eye on that. The story that is told by media coverage is unique. Highlights blow up. Disagreement spreads quickly. Deep reporting finds it difficult to get traction. A 2-hour interview seldom registers, yet a 30-second logo 3 receives enormous views. This disparity highlights the distinction between genuine fandom and celebrity attention. The unpleasant reality is this. Because Caitlin Clark joined the league at the ideal time for her skill, timing, and personality, the WNBA saw a one-year boom. Furthermore, spikes by themselves cannot ensure enduring devotion. Businesses are not created by spikes. Foundations do. Additionally, the basis of the WNBA is currently exhibiting serious fissures that cannot be disregarded any longer. On paper, a single attention spike may seem beneficial, but if it cannot be maintained, safeguarded, and developed into a habit, it is worthless. Instead of creating something long-lasting, the league is currently thriving off of a moment. And moments pass quickly. Instead of stabilizing, viewership is already declining. The collective bargaining agreement remains unsettled and looms large over everything. Additionally, the purported backup plan was unable to attract a sizable audience. It's a risky mix. The fan base that emerged in 2024 has already shown its boundaries, and those boundaries have specific requirements. They're going to see Caitlin Clark perform. They will pay attention to viral highlights, key moments, and logo threes. However, they will skim over in-depth analysis, avoid lengthy breakdowns, and skip workouts. They don't come for patience, development, or process, but rather for drama and spectacle. And now more than ever, that distinction is important. Momentum doesn't stop if 2026 goes black. It vanishes entirely. A year of Caitlin's prime is lost, and casual viewers who tuned in out of curiosity quickly go on. The league does not pick up where it left off when it eventually returns. Starting from nothing, it is attempting to construct a tension that has already demonstrated its inability to wait. The figures from the USA team camp made that point very evident. Curiosity was the first day. The second day was a downer. Collapse occurred on day 3. It is not a trend that fosters loyalty. In actual time, that is novelty wearing thin. Whether or if Caitlin Clark is exceptional was never the true question. There is no denying her brilliance. When the novelty wears off, the true question is whether enough people will still be interested. And the league requests that they remain involved despite ambiguity and quiet. The WNBA is reaching a turning point that it did not anticipate. One route results in long-term growth based on trust, stability, and patience. The other results in fans who have already indicated they won't stick around, missed seasons, and broken momentum. Caitlin contributed. Records were broken, ratings were received, history was rewritten, and the league was once again discussed in the national sports discourse. She is not responsible for what occurs thereafter. It has to do with leadership. The topic is labor negotiations. Whether this moment turns into a movement or fades into a one-year surge is what matters. The figures weren't arbitrary. They served as a caution. Curiosity manifests itself quickly. It takes effort to be loyal. Additionally, the league has yet to demonstrate that it can turn one into the